Shalom Akim, my name's Call Y'all. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to our elders and apostles who rule Great Millstone well. And shalom to all you Akim pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the whole earth. May you brothers endure to the end. I'm going to call this lesson Baby Mama Drama. All right? Let's get with, because that's actually a curse upon us because of our sin. All right? So this is Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Deuteronomy 28:30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. See, and that's where the baby mama drama comes from. A lot of times we get these women that already had multiple men, because in this Babylon kingdom that they have, this defiled place, America, most, and this is worldwide, really, because I've traveled the world a little bit, and I've seen it. There's whoredom all over this world. So even the brothers in Europe, London, anywhere around the world, I know you're dealing with the same problems there because these curses follow you. You can't get away from it. I don't care if you're in Antarctica. These curses are going to follow you because we're Israelite. And these curses have been put on us by the Most High. And his power isn't limited to just America. All right? So yes, our women most of the time are defiled and used, and they go and they've had sex with so many men that they have all these different spirits in them. They're crazy. And when they get a good man, they don't even know what a good man is. They really don't even know what love is. And I know that from my own experience. I'm not talking from not having an experience. I have experience with this so-called problem, the curse of baby mama drama myself. So it's cursed that we're going to have a woman and she's going to go sleep with another man. We're going to build a house and we're not going to be able to live in it. All right? And that's part of Esau's plan too. That's why they got that welfare housing. You can't live, they kicked the husband out of the family. All right? You built the house. You're building the family. It took you to plant the seed inside that woman to produce them children. All right? Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. Meaning, that's in slavery throughout all the 12 tribes. When the heathens took over the tribes and put them in slavery, they would take their children and sell them off, kill the parents, But also in this time, because even my own children, they've been given to another person. My brother's children have been given over to another person. His ex-woman is literally trying to get the kids to take on that other man's last name. What a shameful thing. What a hateful, shameful thing to do to a person's children and to that man. Because that man, that's the joy of his life, is those children. My children, they've been given over to a damn Edomite, a so-called Caucasian, and and it's painful. It hurts, and you know what? With this pain, now that I know the truth, it also brings me back into repentance for my evil, for my wickedness that I have carried out, and which is sin, breaking the commandments. So I'm gonna read that again. Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them. Salaki, I'm going to read that again. Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. I mean, we don't have no power. In the kingdom, you could kick a bitch in her head and drag her back home, kill her and take your kids back. Or if she left, she would leave with nothing. The kids would stay with you. But in this wicked-ass society, the women get the children. You got to pay that woman to go be a whore and take your children and mistreat them and give them over to another man. That's why this whole society is backwards and twisted and perverted and defiled. That's why, honestly, when you honestly start to look at this truth, you really long for that day of Yahweh Shai's return. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. And captivity is being pretty much just restrained, you know. And like my children, they're restrained from me right now. They can't. My son loves coming every weekend that he can, but you know what? He needs his mom because he's 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, the courts would automatically rule for the woman majority of the time anyway. All right? Because they put that woman over the man in this society, which is wicked as hell. That's the Garden of Eden, where the serpent, which is that evil-ass Edomite, which is saying you could be as God. Who's the little God? The man. The man is the God over the woman. All right? So this is evidence of who we are. Most so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the indigenous people, literally have their kids taken from them, either by the society, because they'll put them in adoption centers too. There's a big thing right now. I follow a lot of news channels, and that's a big thing of them taking our children and putting them in foster homes where they're being molested and beat every day. All right? And this is for you women too that watch, because I know women watch, because you also comment on the comment board, so I know it's evident that women are watching us. And you know what? If you're a woman that's doing this to your man, you better repent. You best repent, because judgment is coming for you, and you're gonna get the worst thing that ever happened to you for doing this to that man. Let's see. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Let's see. 2 Thessalonians 1. We'll start with verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing, meaning good. Righteous means good. Thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Okay, to them that trouble you, it's a good thing to pay them back. And to you who are troubled, rest with us. You know, rest with us, the brothers of Israel, of GMS, Great Millstone. Because you know what? All those other camps, you know, I don't want to go off subject, but it really got in my spirit last night. You know, they're Israelites, all right? And the Lord has them where He has them. But those other Israelite camps are not bringing out the whole truth. Why? Because they're under that 501c. I believe that's what it is, where they're tax exempt. They're in buildings. That's why they got to deal with the white man's rules. They don't tell you how the judgment of white man's coming, the cracker, the Edomite, is going to get judged. They also don't tell you how that Israelite men, the elect men, are going to receive superpowers, spiritual powers, and that they're going to carry out judgment on the Caucasian, the Edomite. All right? They don't tell you how they're going to be ravaged. The women are going to be ravaged. The children's heads are going to be beat against stone. That's where they bring out that Yahushua is the so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah. And they also bring out how the Israelites are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But they don't bring out the whole 100% truth. They stop right there. They don't explain how America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Thermonuclear fire from intercontinental ballistic missile. You know, they don't bring that out. They also don't bring out how the chariots are the so-called UFOs, are the angels on the chariots, in the chariots. You know, so they don't bring out the whole truth, all right? So that's why I say with GMS, Great Millstone, rest with us, because under the elders of Great Millstone and apostles, you know, who rule well, we really do need this brotherhood. Because as we go through these trials and tribulations, we edify each other. We support each other, not just in only these videos, but in gathering. In gathering, believe me, the best thing every weekend is to be gathered with your brothers. To go out there and do the work for the Lord. You know? That builds you up to deal with another week in this hellhole. All right? But to get back on point, It says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the King Yahushua shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of our King Yahushua HaMashiach, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the King, and from the glory of his power. See, because when he comes, he's going to come on the skies, and he's going to come with them chariots. All right? And when he comes, he's coming for war. He ain't coming like a little sheep, like they tell you in the Christian church. He ain't coming with little stickers, golden, good job. No, he's coming to shed blood in the worst kind of ways. All right? And the 144,000 elect men are going to be like Nat Turner on this earth, with spiritual powers that cannot die. And they're gonna rain vengeance on this earth. And that's going to be on all the heathens, especially that Edomite, but also the 2/3, who are the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. They are going to die. They're going to perish in this side. Okay? They're going to perish because of they refuse to repent and come back to the commandments, because they are Israelites. You know, but there's confusion of faces again. So I don't want to get off subject. I want to stay on subject. But 2/3 of our people are going to perish with them. All right? But what is the woman's deal? You know, what is she supposed to be doing? You know, is she supposed to be taking our children away like that? No, that's a curse. Is she supposed to be sleeping around with all kinds of different men? No, that's a curse. A woman ain't even supposed to be lusting after another man. But see, in this wicked ass society, they encourage that with that Magic Mike bullshit. You know, they go to the bar. In fact, if you've seen some of these women movies, which I have, I've tried to sit with my woman at the time to watch a movie with her, and I said, you go ahead and pick it out, you know, because there was nothing I liked. She picked it out. These fucking women are fucking worse than men. All they talk about is dicks, fucking and sucking and all this other bullshit. They are fucking defiled. You know, honestly, if you can find a good woman, it's very rare. And if you find a good woman, it's a gift from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because most of these women already been fucking defiled from 12 years old up. They've already been with the 50 to 100 guys. You know? And then they're liars. Fucking the worst liars in the world. They'll lie on the smallest thing. How are you supposed to make a relationship work with a fucking liar? You know, a whore-ass liar. How are you supposed to make a relationship work with? You can't. But that's part of this captivity. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been making bed wenches out of our women since the time of captivity started. Abraham, when he went into Egypt, Pharaoh took his woman and banged her. You know what I'm saying? This shit has been going on since the beginning of time. And it ain't going to change until Yahushua comes back and cleanse these women of their defilement. This is Genesis 3, verse 16. And it says, Genesis 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over you. See, a woman ain't supposed to be ruling no man. And that's what society does. Society, in fact, it's in Genesis 3 also, right here. And if you look up that word serpent, the word serpent goes back to a treacherous person. All right? And this is Genesis 3, verse 4. Well, we'll just start from 1. Genesis 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle, meaning cunning, than any beast of the field, which Yahweh thy God, the Lord thy God, Yahweh power, had made. And he said unto the woman, had Yahweh's, well, actually in Genesis, it's actually the Elohim, Salakia. Hath Elohim said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And what was that tree that they weren't supposed to eat? That was the tree of knowledge. Most women, they go to college, they go to these jobs, and they get jobs, and they become whores there. That's the majority where it is. When my woman had an affair on me, it was when she was in college. All right? That's why Esau is a profane person. Everything he creates is to create destruction, to defile people. You go downtown, I'm sure in any major city, you go down there, all there is college kids partying, committing whoredom, homosexuality. It's just a orgy of sin and wickedness. All right, immoral behavior, and our women want to be part of that because they actually envy their oppressor. That's why they dye their hair. They do all these things that the Caucasian does. You know, like today now the thing is to wear those tights. You know, those tights were made to be under a dress. That's what those were made for. The women ain't supposed to be walking around here with their ass hanging out. You know, you're not supposed to be able to see a woman's curves every time she moves. That woman that does that is guilty of creating sin for that man. Because, you know, we're not supposed to be lusting after another man's wife. But if that other man's wife is out there with her fucking shit hanging out, you know, shit, let me get that real quick. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And you women that do that, you're leading men into captivity, into a sin, into a captivity of sin, which is lust. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right? And the patience and the faith goes, let's see. In James 1. James 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy where ye fall into diverse temptations. Because we're in this captivity and we're going to fall. You know, like I said, there's men's women out there, got their pootie tang hanging out. You know? And then most of us, we ain't got our women. Because our women are out being whores themselves. Taking our kids and giving them to another men. Or other people. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Okay? And that's also with this lesson of baby mama drama. This is the trying of our faith. Because, you know, honestly, men really want to be with their women. I never really met a man that didn't want his children. Or didn't want his woman there under him. You know? But the society puts that woman to where she thinks she got options. Because she could be out and go be a whore. The grass is greener. You know? In the kingdom, though, you do that shit, we're going to take your head right off your shoulders in front of everybody. Shame your fucking ass. That ain't going to happen then. Ask any woman. Ask any woman. A woman sees a man drag his wife out by her hair right in the middle of the community in front of everybody and chops her fucking head off. The women ain't going to be doing this no more. Or if you keep the kids and the woman could leave, go ahead. But nobody else is going to mess with you because if you're divorced, what the hell is wrong with you? Because in the ancient times, that was a shameful thing. Divorcement. Like, what the hell is wrong with this woman? Even other women would despise you. Like, don't even be around me. You're a shameful woman. But today, it's a glorified thing. All right? But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect, entire, wanting nothing. And you know what? That's exactly what's happening right now. Honestly, I'm to the point I don't even care anymore. You know, my baby mama, she got this thing of coming and going. You know, she wants to be down. She don't, because her families are Edomites, and I don't deal with that shit. You know, some of you other brothers might deal with the family. I don't give a fuck. I can't stand them, and I really don't give a fuck. I don't got time for them. Death to them. You know, in the worst ways too. And so she goes over there. Fuck you, leave me alone then. I don't even deal with the kids after that. You know, my son comes over on the weekend, but honestly, I don't give a fuck about any of those people over there. And she could die with them for all I give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know, I try to work things out with her myself. I'm just giving you my own little testimony just for edification. But you know what? These women, they think they could do that. They think they have this power of options. Well, soon those options are going to come to a halt. And you're going to get down or you're going to lay down because you're going to be put to death. All right? So, brothers, this is the working of patience, all right? He's building us up. He's building our faith with all these tribulations and diverse temptations, all right? But let's get back to how the woman fell and the man. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made. And he said unto the woman, have Elohim said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may. And see, that's the thing right now. That's where they go off right there is honestly, they go talk to their family. They go talk to their friends. They go, like I said, they go to therapy, go to counseling because they've fucking been whores all their life. They got all these men's spirits in them because every time a man ejaculates into a woman, he leaves a piece of himself in there. So these women are freaking defiled. They're lunatics, crazies. All right? So the first thing is her talking to another man. When women, don't they have all kinds of friends on Facebook? They got their phone. Most women are like this all day long. Who are you talking to? Oh, nothing. I'm just playing games. Come on now. She's a liar, right? Because she's been co-ruler of this world with the father of lies. Okay, Satan. We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So, in the tree of knowledge, that's what the tree that was in the middle. Okay? Okay, so if you touch the tree of knowledge, you're going to die. And the serpent said, and remember, serpent means treacherous person, said unto the woman, so a man's talking to your woman, because Eve was Adam's woman, not the serpent's woman. Ye shall not surely die. So now he's telling her, hey, you could have an affair. Come on, let's have a. And you know what? That's what the fuck they do too. These men, they fucking take advantage. You know, you and your woman be dealing with some hardship. You know, I heard this saying when she had that affair. She told me her family was telling her, you know how you get over someone, you get under someone. See what I'm saying? That's the serpent, because they're Edomites too. That's that treacherous person. Ye shall not surely die, for Elohim doth know that in the day ye that eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And gods that's a little g. Why? Because the man is the god of the woman. Israelite men are gods. We're just without our power because we've fallen from our place because we have committed sin. Right? Knowing good and evil. So now they think they could be, they have that ability to make choices. They have options. Well, they're going to die for that. They are. And if most women have already died. In fact, the last time I talked to my girl, that has left and abandoned her place. Two of her friends were killed. They were killed just recently by their husbands. They got straps, shot the bitch right in the face. That's going to increase. And you know what? Lord, may it come rapidly. Because these women are defiled and they're defiling our children. Their men are falling off. You know? You're trying to keep the word of the Lord, trying to stay faithful, and then you got a chick out here tormenting you with your children. You know, and shoot, I'm blessed not to have a woman that flaunts that shit in my face about sleeping with other men, but there's brothers that probably, you know, you come home and catch your chick. Or she even makes videos taunting you with that man right next to her. You know? But let's get back into, let's go to 1 Corinthians 7:39. And remember, it's a righteous thing to recompense those that trouble you. So all you that are guilty of that, you're going to get payback for what you've done. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 7:39. The wife 7:39. 1 Corinthians 7:39. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. Meaning, your husband's alive, the man that took your chair, you're bound to him forever. Till he dies, literally. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will. Only in the king. Meaning in this, the ones that are keeping these scriptures, Israelite. You're not supposed to be fucking with other heathens. You're not supposed to be out there because a lot of our women. I got aunties and cousins that think that they marry Edomite. They think that's victory because they've been taught that filthy Caucasian is like God. You know, they think that's the way to go. But now that's their judgment. And if you got children with a Caucasian or another heathen, you're gonna have to watch that child be put to death too. That's gonna be your judgment. Especially if you got a Caucasian, which I got a woman in the Philippines that's coming, waiting for a visa. That's torment right there, waiting for that shit. That's another story in itself. But I go over there and all these beautiful Filipino women, there's an Israelite there, because I got photos because I asked her who was her origins from, and she said from the Negro. Well, they have a museum there. And their garments were actually with the blue ribbon with the fringes. Just like so. That was their garment. And they were warriors. And who took over them? Spain. Spain invaded them. All right? And then China, they're oppressed just like we are in this side. Who's rolling them now? All the malls and everything are ran by China. And the Christianity is taught to them by the Koreans. So they're under the curses too. And now I'm not saying every Filipino is is an Israelite, but now there is Israelites there though. All right. But anyway, so the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. So a woman, and marriage is not getting up and in a ceremony, especially with the damn Edomite. Do you solemnly swear to take this woman? Come on. It's when you take her virginity. That sex is marriage in the Bible. And everybody brings up, well, Jesus, so-called Jesus, was at a wedding. Yeah, but was there any ceremony? Was there ever any documentation of a ceremony? Of a man and a woman getting together saying, I do take you? No. What the ceremony was, the man took her, popped her cherry, the sheets were shown to the parents. Hey, it's time to get drunk. All right? But here, the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the king. Meaning only an Israelite and who's keeping these commandments. All right? So by the law and commandments, remember, Thessalonians, Yahushua is coming back with vengeance on those that don't know Yahweh. And Yahweh is the creator of the law. All right? Yahushua didn't come to do away with the law. That's Christianity bullshit. Okay, that's Antichrist spirit right there. Against Yahushua HaMashiach. So, the law, you women want to be righteous, you're bound to that man. All right? Okay, so if maybe you lost your virginity being a whore. Well, now, if you got a man that's trying to deal with you, you're supposed to be there. And you're supposed to remain faithful and true to that man. You're not supposed to be bringing him problems. You're supposed to be giving him pleasure. Having his food ready, washing his clothes, sexing him up when he needs it. But men also, you got to be giving your woman that sex too. You can't be, a lot of men, it's in our spirit to have multiple women, but you need to get your time right or your health right to where you can't deal with multiple women. All right? But the woman is bound to her husband, the man who popped her cherry, till he dies. All right? But now, like I said, if you already lost your virginity being a whore, well, whatever man you're dealing with, you need to stay with that man. An Israelite man, I'm saying. Fuck a heathen. All right? And fuck a 2/3 too. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 14, 33. 14, 33. 1 Corinthians 14:33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. And the saints are the Israelite men keeping these commandments, and the churches is the gathering of the Israelites in public. All right? So if you got a man in GMS, I don't even give a fuck about those other camps. Fuck those other camps. Those are 2/3. You got a man in GMS trying to keep these commandments and this truth to 100%. Get that again. you better be bringing him some peace of mind. 34. Let your woman keep silence in the churches. So shut your mouth. All right. A lot of you women are mouthy. All right. A lot of you men let your woman have her mouth and run it off. You're afraid of her. You're intimidated that she'll leave. You're afraid that you'll have to deal with her sleeping with another man. You know what? So be it. Let vengeance have its place. But brothers, you need to keep these commandments to try to do it to the best of your ability. Have that woman silent. Don't let her push your buttons. You rule over her. The only reason she has a sex drive is for your pleasure. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, to obey. That is what love is. Love is to obey. If your woman loves you, she will obey you. All right? And that's why I don't play with my woman. I tell my woman be here with my son at a certain time. She ain't here. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't play that shit. You know, I know what love is because I have been awoken by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh to the truth. Now I'm 100 with this. All right? And I ain't trying to edify myself or like to glorify myself like that. All I'm telling you is you need to choose. Choose between the truth to serving the Lord or serving your woman. Because you can't serve two masters. And you women need to choose too. You either serve the Lord by serving your man, because that's what your place is. Or go on and be a whore until the Lord comes back and you get destroyed with no mercy. No mercy. You're going to watch your kids die with you. Let your woman keep silence in the churches, meaning the gathering of the saints. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for women to speak in the church, in the gathering of saints. And you know, that's the number one problem we have out there in those camps. Loudmouth ass women. You know, they think they got the right to say anything because you tell them they got the police. You know, or their whole life they've been able to fuck and do whatever the fuck they want. You know, that's a big part. And that's that Edomite woman that taught that to our women. You know, because our women in slavery were tossed around. They were raped by hundreds of men. And now today they still being raped by hundreds. Most so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women are fucking whores. They are filthy fucking whores. And then after 100 dudes, okay, I want to be a wife. What the fuck? You know? 35. So let your woman be in silence. You know, and let her, if she has a question, you let her ask you at home. See, Eve talking to that serpent is what got Eve in trouble. All right? That's why women ain't supposed to be talking with a bunch of men and shit. They're not supposed to be having guy friends. Even their male cousins shouldn't even be dealing with them. You know? And then if she's around a bunch of whores, I just want to talk to my friends, my cousins. And if their cousins, their friends, and their mother, and their aunties, and all the other people they deal with are whores, well, guess what? Like they say, Feathers of a wing, no, let's do it this way. Apple trees grow apples, all right? But that's the simplest way I can say it. If your wife is out, that's how my wife is. Her mother's a fucking whore. Her aunties are whores. Her cousins are whores. Her friends are whores. That's why she went out and committed adultery. And now she's out of the house. I wash my hands of her. Because I don't have time for all this. Oh, I love you too. Fuck you, die slow, bitch. All right? And you brothers that are dealing with this baby mama drama, get your shit in order, man. Don't let your woman take you out of this truth, because it can happen. You're afraid your woman going to go leave you. You're afraid your woman's going to have an affair. You know, you're supposed to first have your house in order. You know, how are you going to rule the house of the Lord when your own house is out of order? You know? And you women, you need to shut up and get in obedience to your man. Do as your man tells you, according to the Israelite man. All right? Israelite man that is trying to keep these commandments, That's a good man. And just like one of the other camps I heard, the brothers and I think it's the Men of Valor, you women say you can't find good men. Well, you ain't a good woman. That's straight up what it is. You can't find a good man because you're not a good woman. You're a whore. Most of you women are whores. I'd say 99% of you women are whores. You've had many, many men and done fucked up shit with them too. You know what I'm saying? Man, I mean, with my own family, I got aunties, and they used to get these young girls, and they'd get turned out in their houses. They'd have like 3 or 4 dudes running trains on them. They'd have 3 or 4 dudes gangbanging them at the same time. And you're supposed to marry that? And make children with that? And love that? You know? This fucking captivity sucks. You know, that's why we long for the day that the Lord comes. Yeah, it's going to be terrifying. Yeah, a lot of people are going to die. Yeah, it's going to suck on that time too, though. But man, it sucks just being here on this side. You know, you fall in love with a woman, you find out this chick's been fucked in all kinds of different... What difference is it going to make you? You know, how are you supposed to stand out when this bitch experienced everything in her life with 100 fucking different men? You know? And you're supposed to turn that shit into a housewife? You know, and then men, most of our mothers were whores. They were those whores. So then we grow up, we don't even know how to love a woman. Because our daddies were missing. You know, because society took them out. They put them in prison. Or the dad just couldn't deal with the woman. So he said, fuck you. Take the kids. You're fucking driving me crazy. You know? Fuck this society. You know, and fuck all you heathens and Edomites that fucking built this bitch. You know, to fuck us up. We can't wait till that day we get the payback on your ass. But remember, patience, you know, long suffering builds that patience of faith, you know, that faith becomes perfect when you suffer through these temptations, you know. Because I know when my woman left me, I had that temptation to go to buying prostitutes, whatever, just to get over it. Drunkenness. I mean, I wanted to just stay in a straight drunkenness, you know, fucking buy prostitutes just to get my mind off her, drunk all the time. Doing whatever kind of drugs, driving myself crazy over this bitch. You know? Because it hurt. It hurts to know that you're a woman. You're connected to that woman spiritually, and she goes and fucks another dude, and then she tells you about it, smiles about it in your face. You know, and then you try to take her back and forgive her, and every day she's on the phone, she goes to work, and you got to fucking wonder and worry. Let's go to... Revelation 3. And we'll start with 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were hot, cold or hot. Meaning that's how my woman is right now. She wants to be in the relationship, she wants to be with her family. She wants to be in the relationship, she wants to be in the family. Well, that's how most women are. They want to be in the truth, but they also want to be part of this world. You know what I mean? They want to be in the truth where the woman is supposed to be under submission to her husband as to the Lord. I mean, you're supposed to see your husband as God to you. But then yet, you want to be that worldly woman that has choices and options, that woman rights. A woman is liberated. A woman can make her own decisions. Bra slinging shit. That was started by that fucking serpent. The Caucasian. So-called. Fucking cave people. I hate them. Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. See, he's going to spit you out. And also that's to you brothers too. You know, you're either going to be with the Lord or you're going to be with your woman. You can't be having both sides. You can't be over here saying, you know, I'm going to serve the Lord. You're going to be out here condemning people for doing shit, but then you're doing the same shit because you're afraid you're a woman. You know, oh, my woman's going to go to the bar with her friends. I need to go too. Well, you know what? That whole place is full of wickedness. You know, and there ain't nothing wrong to go to a bar and get a drink or whatever, but you're going there out of celebration to some fucking wicked ass shit, and you know better. You're condemning people for doing it. You shouldn't be doing that shit. You know? In fact, you ought to be being at home getting toasty with your wife. You know? Your woman ain't supposed to be all fucking drunk. But you know what I'm saying? You can have a couple drinks with your woman, celebrate with her a little bit, you know, get loose with her. That's your business. But when you're out there in public, like these houses of whoredom, you know, these bars that they have downtown Denver, it's crazy what these women are in. And all that's doing is creating lust for another man looking at your woman. You know, you're not supposed to be doing that. That's why I say stay out of them, you know. But, you know, I wouldn't, you know, I used to when I was in the world, I used to take my woman there. And you know what? I'd have men come up to me and say, hey, man, I'll give you money. Let me have your woman. You know, because she was a good-looking woman. You know, shit like that. You don't need that shit. You're either going to be hot for the Lord or you're going to be cold. But if you're lukewarm, you're just as bad. You're worse than a cold person, a person that doesn't care. Because you know the truth, and then you're half in, half out. You know what I'm saying? You're half in, half out. Oh, for your woman's sake? Fuck that bitch. Especially if she's had many partners anyways. She ain't nothing but a whore. Like a used tissue or like a chewed up hamburger. You know, you want that leftover shit? You're willing to leave the kingdom for that shit? So be it. Go. Die with the bitch. I ain't. That's why I'm bringing out this, brothers. The Lord, He's going to make us some good women, righteous women. All right? But you gotta be patient. You got to have that faith that it is going to take place. And it's going to take time. You know, it ain't going to happen overnight. But once again, choose. Be hot or cold, but don't be lukewarm. Lukewarm, He's going to spew you out of His mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing. And that's what women say today. All right? Women say that all the time. They'll go get a good job. Be able to buy a car, get their own place, vibrators. They can fuck any man they want, you know, and have need of nothing. And knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. And the Lord's saying you're the worst thing. You're opposite of what you think you are. You think you're this hot shit because you got a car, you got a job, you got your own place, you're able to fuck whoever you want. Nah, you're wretched, miserable, blind, naked. And naked is shameful. You're ashamed. And a lot of these women, they are ashamed. They are ashamed. They have shame and they try to hide it and cover it with their laughter. You know, it's a shameful thing to be a whore. You know, every guy that gets you, bangs you and then just leaves you, you're a nasty, wretched person. And you men too. If you're chasing whores, your woman, so you know what? You made a children with the whore. But now she's fucking driving you in the gutter, trying to get you out to scripture, tormenting you. You're a wretched, blind person too, a shamed person. I console thee to buy of me gold, tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thy eye with isolive. Isolive would be like a good way to put it would be like, what is that? Those eye drops to clear your eyes, you know, when you get irritated eyes. That thou mayest see. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. Repent means come back to these laws. All right? Come back to these laws. Feel sorry for being a whore. Feel sorry for falling in love with the whore. But then repent and come back and lead your house with these laws. Now, if your wife wants to leave, she wants to go be a whore, let her. Cut her off, bro. Cut her the fuck off. Even if you gotta lose your children, cut the fucking children off if you have to. Cut the arm off. Pluck the eye out your head. Fuck that bitch, bro. Because you're gonna have many women. And they're gonna be good women. Alright? Don't lose the kingdom for one fucking wretched woman. Let's go to Zechariah 13. Uh, 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. And that's 2/3 of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You 2/3 are going to die. Men, women, and children. The ones that refuse to repent. The third shall be left therein, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. And that's for men and women. You men, we're going to be changed into gold. Women, you're going to be changed, you know? But men, start to look for a woman that is in this truth, bro. If you can't find one, fuck it. Stay alone, bro, like the apostles did. Like our elders do. Elder Gabardo says he don't play with these women, man. Elder Tar, he has his woman, but he lives in a whole different house. So it doesn't distract him from this truth and pushing this work out. Come on, brothers. You are a king. You got to start to carry yourself like a king. And women, your place is to serve your man as the Lord. As if he was Yahweh Shai right before you. That's what your man is supposed to be. And you think you'd be troubling Yahweh Shai? So he says, I console thee in Revelation to buy of gold, his gold, tried in the fire. What is the fire? One, the temptations that we're going through in these curses of sin. The temptations of sin is what's purifying us now, because we're starting to say, all right, you know, we put our faith into Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, not our own doings, because we know we are weak in these vessels. But also that thermonuclear fire is coming, and it's going to burn everything else up, but that 1/3 and the 144,000 elect men. All right? So you women want to be saved? You better get yourself an Israelite man that's trying to do these commandments. I recommend Great Millstone. I'm adding Great Millstone. But an Israelite trying to do these commandments to the best of his ability, out of faith, to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. And you better support him. You better support him and make sure he's very well taken care of. Because it's going to be your ass in that end day. So let's go to Job 23. (23:12). Neither have I gone back. Oh, Salakia. Yep, we'll go to 10. Salakia, 10-12. Job 23:10. But he knoweth the way that I take. Meaning he's talking about the Lord. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. And that's how men are supposed to be. But women, that's how you know what a good man is too. A man that is living in these commandments, but also wants to teach you and guide you in these commandments. And men, you can't guide a woman in these commandments. You don't know them. If you just think, Jesus died for my sins, I'm free from everything, well, then you're a damn fool. You're no better than a fucking Christian. A profane Edomite. For one morsel of meat, sold his birthright. That's how fucked up that shit is. All right? So, men, you need to get in these commandments to start to do them and teach them to your families. And women, you better hope your man knows these. And if you don't, you better find a man, because that's the only security you have on this side. You're only saved through that man, that Israelite man that puts his name on you. Let me see. Isaiah 13. We'll go to Isaiah 13. We'll go to 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord, of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his real fierce anger, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, meaning stabbed, shot. And every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And every one of you that is joined to the heathens, you women taking on these Edomite men, you're gonna be put to death when this day of vengeance comes. You're gonna be put to death, and you men too. You leave this truth. Say you got an Edomite woman, you go out and chase after her ways. You're gonna be killed in that day of vengeance. I don't care if you know the truth or not. You're not supposed to be mixing good with the wicked. What does darkness and day have together? What do they do together? How are you going to take a fucking dog shit, dip it in chocolate, put some peanuts on it, and say it has nutritional value? That's what you're doing when you do that shit. When you try to please your woman and go be with her family, that's what you're doing. You're taking a turd, dipping it in chocolate, putting some peanuts on it, and say, look, it has nutritional value. It doesn't work. You're going to be killed in that day of vengeance. Let's go to Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. I mean, these women are going to cook for us, brothers. That's what I'm saying. Stay faithful to this truth. Your woman wants to be wicked, fuck her. Cut her off, bro. Cut the kids off. Lose it. Remember, whatever you lose on this side, you're going to get 100 times on the other side. But these women that are going to cleave to us in this end days, they're going to cook for us. Good food. And wear our own apparel. I mean, they're going to make clothes for us. Only let us be called by thy name, meaning our name. They wanted our name on them. Why? Because that's their safety. That's their salvation. Right? They're only going to be saved through a man. To take away our reproach. And their reproach is disapproval. Because right now, the Lord doesn't approve of these women today. He does not approve of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women. He can't stand their funky asses. That's why their hair's all fucked up. Their pussy stinks. Their kids are all disorderly. He cannot stand these women right now. In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious. When 7 women cleave to one man just to have his last name, to be married to him, and to cook for him and to clean for him and build clothes for him, it's going to be a beautiful thing to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And the escaped is these plagues, pestilence, FEMA camps, these killer squads that are coming out, these militias. They're going to be killing and raping. When they come and they catch you, they're going to be raping you and killing you. All right? Just like in that movie, Nat Turner. Remember his woman went out to go get some water, and those 3 Caucasians, those 3 Edomites grabbed her up, beat the fuck out of her, and raped her. And the ones that escaped are the ones that come back to these commandments. Of Israel, though. There is no salvation for anybody else but Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, meaning the 1/3 and the elect, that he that remaineth in Jerusalem, so the northern kingdom, southern kingdom, shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the King shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. Judgment and burning, that's those end days. Those pestilence, plagues, famine. You got all these NATO camps coming in, those soldiers. They're going to be it's going to be a bloodbath, race wars. And then at the end is the burning. If you don't get caught up in that and you're not part of the elect, you're going to eat that fire. And that shit's going to burn your ass up. Just like that movie, Judgment Day, with the Terminator, where she's on the fence and she's rocking. Ah! Fucking skin melting off of her. Her mouth burns up in her eyes and her head. It ain't going to be like that. You might be like, oh, all right, I can deal with that. Well, just to get to the flames, you're going to have to survive the death squads. The rape, women might be raped 100 times a day. Be eaten. You might get your leg cut off so they can keep you alive and keep the meat fresh. They cut off your leg and eat your calf, for a week. Then they cut your thigh off, cut your titty off. Look up the history what they used to do to the women. When they used to catch the Gadite women, these fucking Edomites, these Caucasians, they would rape her. right? But they didn't want to drag her on the road because you had to feed her and all this other shit. You deal with her running off and all that. You know what they did? When they killed her, they would cut her fucking box out, cut her cookie out, cut her pussy. And then they would stitch it to a bag. So when they're alone, they had that pussy to fuck. You see what I'm saying? They cut your titties off and made footballs out of them. That's before football was a national sport. They used to cut the old women's titties off and make a ball out of it so they could play in the field. Those days are coming back, and they're coming back even worse than it was then. I'm going to grab this one just for the sake of what I said, that a woman is going to be saved under her man. All right? Because a lot of these women, because they've been in these Christian churches, think that they have the same salvation as a man has, which is farthest from the truth, according to the gospel. Right here. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived. But the woman being deceived was in transgression. Transgression is sin. The woman being tricked by these Caucasians to do the shit they do, the Edomites, just like Eve was tricked by the serpent, which is a treacherous person, just like they are tricked today, they're in sin. Notwithstanding, meaning you might not understand this, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Let's get to Proverbs. Let's see. So you could get an idea what a righteous woman, because I'm sure most of these women don't even know what a good woman is, let alone the men, you know, because most of us, we just wanted our dicks wet. So then we go over there and get the easiest thing. Then you pop a child out and you're trying to make a fucking life with the whore. You know what I'm saying? This is Proverbs 31, verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways that which destroy kings. See, brothers, your woman could destroy you, take you out this truth. Verse 10. Proverbs 31, verse 10. This is, if women, if you're listening, you should be reading the Proverbs 31, starting with verse 10. So you can understand what a good woman is. Also, you men, you brothers, read this up. And if your woman ain't like this, she ain't a good woman. Verse 10. Who could find a virtuous woman? Meaning they're hard to find. Like I said, 99% of our women are fucking defiled whores. For her price is far above rubies. Meaning her value, if you find a good woman, you got better than diamonds and rubies and gems, you know. You're richer than a man with all those. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her. I mean, you ain't got to worry about her going, she ain't out here trying to be a whore. She don't care about all her friends. She cuts her family off just for your sake. Because you trust in her. So that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. All the days of her life, she will do you good. And doing good is obeying. Say if your family's a wicked, you know, my girl, she's an Israelite through the father's side, but her mother's a fucking Edomite. And the father don't even deal with her, you know, because he's a fucking two-third coon. But the mother is a fucking Edomite, and every time she involves herself, she destroys this relationship, this marriage. But now that I know the truth on this side, myself, dealing with the Lord dealing with me, I cut it off. You know, I said, you know what? Keep the kids. I'll see them in the kingdom. All right? Otherwise than that, I got to stay focused on this. I can't be fucking half in, half out, worried about what you're doing, while over here trying to keep you happy, going to these fucking barbecues. You're not supposed to be doing those things. Fuck them people. And if your woman wants to be a whore, fuck her too, bruh. Stay faithful to this truth. Let patience have her time to be making you perfect, because your faith is being made perfect, just like Yahushua. He became perfect in his suffering. All right, brothers? But with this, brothers, shalom, endure, and you women, you better come to this truth and repent and get under an Israelite man that keeps these commandments to the best of his ability in faith of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And brothers, endure. The time is hastening. It's coming quicker than ever. Prophecies being fulfilled every day now.